Good morning, good Erev Shabbos. Special greetings to our soldiers at Fort Jackson, to everybody watching our video. You know, the most puzzling thing about this week's Torah portion is the portion itself. Look, after the revelation at Sinai last week, you would expect pretty lofty spiritual matters. Instead, what do we get? Laws of servants and damages, crime, oxen and donkeys. I mean, it's important stuff for sure, and a lot of modern American and British and civil laws based on it. But look, if I was writing the Torah, I would have gone right to the big stuff. Make me a sanctuary. I will dwell in their midst. After you see God on Sinai, build him a home on earth. Well, why these mundane civil laws? Well, perhaps it's because after the grand revelation at Sinai, the most important laws are how to treat other people and their property. Look, we live at home, in the marketplace, in the field, in the vineyard, with all the small details and the problems that this life entails. Because this is the reality of our lives. These are the issues that the Parsha deals with: theft, crime, arguments, and confrontations. These are all unfortunate but real aspects of our lives, which is why the Torah relates precisely to these aspects of our life. The basic principles of our belief system lie in the small details. Because in Judaism, the means justify the end. The detailed laws are more important, perhaps, than the lofty aims. The Torah's questions are how questions. How should one act in such a case? How does one fulfill this law? The questions of why, they're not emphasized so much in the Torah and appear pretty rarely. The Torah deals with methods and techniques and the details by which things are done. We try to answer the question of why ourselves, but the Torah actually finds majesty precisely in the worldliness and in the details. At Sinai, we looked up toward the heavens, the lofty, uplifting things. But immediately after Sinai, our view tilts down to earth, daily matters, and we see holiness there as well. The revelation at Sinai and our Parsha are one unit with two parts that deal with the same basic question: where is majesty? Is it found in the heavens alone, or perhaps everywhere else as well? In our lives, the most profound and uplifting things are precisely in the mundane details of the daily routine. Look, we're used to raising our eyes heavenward when speaking of God. But the truth is that God is found in the small, seemingly insignificant, and seemingly unimportant details of how we live our lives and the legal system. Our world, with all its problems, is where you find God's majesty. God does not raise up the broken person so he may be with him, but God comes down to the broken person and resides together with him. God abandons the heavens to reside in the life of a person whose cow just got gored by his neighbor's ox. Look, other faiths believe God's dwelling place is in heaven, and God stays in heaven. We say God is higher than you think. He can reveal himself equally in heaven and on earth, even in the smallest earthly details. So after the exalted experience at Sinai, after the people looked heavenward and saw the thunder and the lightning and the smoke, comes the real revelation, the one that truly touches upon the most exalted of all. Our Parsha, Parshat Mishpatim, demonstrates that exaltedness can be found in all its many obscure details, details that transcend the generation of the wilderness, to impact upon the most distant generation, even to us in our daily lives today. So next time you're looking for God, don't look up, look down, see your neighbor, see their challenges and difficulties, and lend a hand. Shabbat Shalom.